All day you stay occupied with tasks and conversations, but as the lights go out, that mental noise shifts. The silence of the room seems to trigger a sudden, high-speed stream of thought. You try to force your mind to go quiet, but memories of the day and worries about tomorrow continue to play on a loop. It feels like you've lost the ability to choose what you think about. We often treat this as a personal failing, a lack of mental discipline or willpower. We assume a focused person should be able to simply switch their brain off. This reaction is actually a protocol. Just as your brain makes an automatic judgment about a stranger's face in milliseconds, it executes specific survival routines when your environment changes to darkness. This experience reflects an automatic biological system attempting to manage a perceived shift in your environment. To understand why you can't sleep, we have to look at the machinery running in the background. By late evening, the brain has depleted its daily energy reserves. The regions responsible for executive function and emotional regulation have been running for 16 hours straight. During the day, the prefrontal cortex acts as a logical manager. It filters out intrusive thoughts and dismisses irrational anxieties before they reach your conscious awareness. As this region fatigues, its filtering capacity erodes. Without an active logical manager to gatekeep, raw emotional data reaches your conscious mind with force. The brain is exposed to unprocessed emotional data, leaving you grappling with every thought it would have normally ignored. While the logic filter weakens, the brain's emotional processing centers, like the amygdala, remain highly sensitive to the dark. This chart shows daily stress versus cortisol, a hormone preparing your body for action. Notice how cortisol levels stay elevated into the night if stressors aren't resolved. Lingering hormones keep your nervous system on high alert, signaling you to stay vigilant despite being in bed. The brain interprets this high cortisol through a survival lens. It detects the stress chemicals and concludes that there must be an immediate physical threat nearby. A brain convinced it is in danger cannot easily transition into sleep. It remains in survival mode, prioritizing alertness over rest. This problem is compounded by a drop in dopamine once you stop working or scrolling. Your alert brain suddenly finds itself in a total information vacuum. To fill this void, a network called the default mode network activates. This system generates internal chatter, pulling up unresolved conversations, past regrets, and future fears to keep the mind occupied. Effective problem-solving usually leads to a concrete action step. Nighttime overthinking, however, simply cycles through the same information without reaching a conclusion. This flowchart tracks the process. An unresolved thought triggers anxiety, which prompts the brain to find a solution. But because you lack the energy and resources to take action at 2 a.m., the cycle repeats. The brain mistakes this rumination for a protective task. This mental loop functions as a misguided attempt by a tired brain to solve for safety. It is using the only tools it has left to scan for threats in a silent room. Attempting to force your brain to stop thinking is a battle against your own biology. It usually only increases the stress that keeps you awake. To deactivate this protocol, you have to signal safety in a language the nervous system understands. Writing down your thoughts before bed externalizes the mental tracking task. When the brain sees these worries recorded on paper, it can temporarily lower its vigilance, trusting that the information won't be lost. You can further signal safety through predictable routines and slow, rhythmic breathing. These physical cues provide the evidence the nervous system needs to lower cortisol and disengage from survival mode. Nighttime overthinking is a sign of a brain trying to look out for you. Recognizing the biological mechanics behind the noise is the first step toward giving your mind permission to finally rest.